Hey there, I'm the creator of Reversal of Fortune, and this story is living proof that competence doesn't come with a uniform, and that destiny has a wicked sense of humor when it comes to arrogant men. Get ready for the tale of Robert Stanton, the millionaire who dined alone in his sorrow, and Anna, the waitress who gave him the most unbelievable truth of his life, proving that family always finds its way back together, no matter how deeply a secret may be buried. Robert Stanton, 54, was a real estate tycoon who had built an empire of construction companies worth over $40 million. He sat at his usual private table in the Monarch, the city's most exclusive restaurant. The heavy mahogany table, crowned with a minimalist vase of white orchids, was a shrine to his solitude. For 8 long years he had come here religiously, drowning in memories of Carla, his wife, believed to have died in a car accident during the brutal summer of 2001. Losing Carla hadn't just meant losing love. It was like watching his soul splinter. Every new building his company raised, every multi-million-dollar contract he signed, sometimes worth more than $10 million, only made the silence in his penthouse heavier. He had everything money could buy, except the one thing he wanted most, the sound of Carla's laughter and the chance to build a family. Inside that temple of quiet luxury, where a bottle of wine could cost over $2,000, Robert was an island. He was the ruler of a kingdom spanning 5 states, employing thousands, yet the only sound that ever truly reached him was the echo of his own breathing. On his wrist gleamed a white gold and diamond timepiece, not just jewelry but family legacy. It had been crafted in 1920 by his great-grandfather, a watchmaker turned builder, who founded the Stanton fortune. Only 3 of those watches had ever existed, the original prototype and 2 identical copies. Robert wore his like a talisman, a physical reminder of a past that refused to let go. Then, the soft hush of the restaurant broke. A young woman approached, graceful and nervous. Anna Stanton, 24, her deep brown eyes gleaming even under the golden light, came forward to pour the wine, a rare 1988 vintage that matched Robert's expensive loneliness. She wore the Monarch's immaculate uniform, the very image of discreet service, but her gaze caught on something that shimmered on his wrist. The watch. It wasn't the diamonds that drew her. It was recognition. Anna hesitated, her heart pounding. Speaking to a guest like this could cost her job, but the voice inside her refused to stay quiet. She drew a breath and spoke words that froze Robert in place. "Mr. Stanton, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but my mother has a watch exactly like yours." Robert's blood turned to ice. He hadn't felt that kind of jolt since the day he got the phone call about the accident. He set his wineglass down too hard. The sharp clink of crystal on wood sliced through the hush around him. "Impossible," he said, his voice hoarse. "You must be mistaken. That watch was made in 1920 by my great-grandfather. There are only 3 in the world. One is mine. The second vanished in the 1940s, and the third—" he swallowed hard. "The third was with my wife when she died 8 years ago." Anna didn't back down. Her voice was soft but steady, the voice of someone who knew exactly what she'd seen for years in her mother's velvet jewelry box. "My mother's name is Carla Stanton. She's 42. She says it was a wedding gift, a one-of-a-kind piece that came with a family story." The silence that followed was deafening, the kind that comes when truth kicks open a locked door. Carla would indeed be 42 if she were alive. And Anna, born in March of 2001, fit the timeline too perfectly. Carla had supposedly died in June of that same year, which meant she'd been pregnant when she vanished. Robert, the man who calculated multi-million-dollar deals in his sleep, didn't need a spreadsheet to grasp what his heart already knew. Carla had left him carrying their child. His voice cracked. "Please," he begged, "for God's sake, show me a photo." Anna pulled out her phone, trembling, and showed him the screen. There she was. Carla. Older, her hair shorter, her face marked by time, but alive. Smiling faintly beside Anna. And then came the final blow. Anna explained that her father had died in a construction accident when she was a baby, but Robert remembered that fake accident. Years ago, he had arranged one to escape federal tax charges, paying over $80,000 to a foreman named Joseph Silver to disappear and fake his own death, a dirty deal that had saved Robert's career and almost sent him to prison. The name, the payment, the timing, everything matched. Fate had written a twisted, perfect loop. Anna earned barely a little over $2,000 a month, including tips. She dreamed of studying architecture, but life had other plans, until that night. Robert, shaking, pulled several $100s in crumpled bills from his wallet and slammed them on the table. "Here, take this. Take me to your mother right now. Tell your manager there's a family emergency. I'll pay every cent this place loses. Hell, I'll pay $50,000 if I have to, but I need to see her." For the first time in her life, Anna didn't see money. She saw desperation. She agreed. That night, the empire builder and the waitress drove through the dark in his armored sedan, bound for a truth neither could imagine. And halfway there, as silence pressed heavy, Anna murmured, "Mom always said I had a little birthmark like hers, just here near the hairline." Robert almost lost control of the wheel. "The birthmark," he whispered, his throat closing. "I used to kiss it every morning before heading to the job site. Carla had one just like that. His lips remembered it better than his mind. That tiny mark had been his compass to heaven, and now it had led him home." Part 2 of the birthmark was the emotional proof. The next step demanded logic. Who or what had been powerful enough to make Carla fake her own death and vanish? The answer? Anthony Stanton, Robert's father, the ruthless architect of the family's fortune. A cold, calculating man who'd built an empire worth over $40 million, Anthony had despised Carla from the start. A woman from humble roots, passionate about architecture, she was everything he didn't want for his only son. To him, marriage was business, and Carla was a bad investment. A gold digger, he called her, unfit to bear the heir to the Stanton name. In 2000, when federal investigators began circling Robert for tax evasion and that staged accident, Anthony saw his chance. He discovered Carla was pregnant, something she hadn't yet told Robert, and used his connections in law enforcement and the criminal underworld to craft a plan as cruel as it was brilliant. He confronted her with the evidence of Robert's fraud, a falsified death, illegal payments, and false statements totaling nearly $200,000, enough to send Robert away for decades. "Shall have two choices," Anthony said, smiling coldly. "You disappear, stage your death, and free Robert from your burden, ensuring he stays out of prison. I'll pay you $10,000 a month to live quietly elsewhere. Or I expose everything. He goes to prison for the rest of his life, and your unborn child grows up as the daughter of a criminal." Terrified and pregnant, Carla chose exile. She faked her death, moved 200 miles away, and lived under a new name, keeping the white, gold, and diamond watch as her only link to the man she loved. The accident had been a staged inferno, a car fire engineered with over $60,000 in hush money to coroners and cops. No body, no questions. When Anna and Robert finally reached the small apartment, it was nothing like his glass penthouse. Modest rent, peeling paint, but warmth, dignity, and love in every corner. Carla opened the door. Robert froze. Time stopped. Then he crossed the room and pulled her into his arms. They wept for 8 stolen years, for the daughter who'd grown up fatherless, for the love buried alive. "Why didn't you come back, Carla?" Robert cried. "Why didn't you find me after my father died?" Her answer shattered him. "I tried, Robert. But I saw you in Fortune Builders magazine. You'd become the man your father always wanted, cold, focused, untouchable. You were engaged to Olivia, the banker's daughter. You looked happy. I couldn't risk you seeing me as the woman who betrayed you. I chose silence over ruining what little peace you had, and I couldn't reveal myself without exposing you to the IRS again." It was the ultimate act of love, a sacrifice worth millions in lost years, an empire-sized heartbreak. Carla then told Anna everything: the empire, the lies, the blackmail, the birthmark, the watch, the destiny none of them could outrun. Robert's first act was legal redemption. He spent over $100,000 in legal fees to reverse Carla's death certificate and restore her rightful name. His second act, giving Anna the future she deserved. A full scholarship to study architecture, $10,000 up front for tuition and materials, and $5,000 a month so she could focus entirely on school. Anna thrived. With her father's pragmatism and her mother's creative eye, she worked her way through every corner of Stanton construction, from safety inspections on dusty sites to sleek design studios downtown. Of course, old prejudices lingered. Some executives whispered that she was just a lucky waitress, an illegitimate heir. But Anna had fire and proof. Her final project for her degree was a low-cost housing plan, affordable homes that could transform an entire neighborhood. Her blueprint cost under $16 million and still turned a $2 million profit while rebuilding communities. It was genius. The government signed a partnership deal with Stanton Construction based on her proposal, and at her graduation ceremony, in front of hundreds, Robert made an announcement that stunned the business world. I, Robert Stanton, founder of Stanton Construction, am proud to announce my new partner. A visionary architect with her mind in the plans and her heart in the people. Anna Stanton, my daughter, is now vice president and co-owner of 49% of this company, a stake worth over $20 million. Let this prove that prejudice isn't just immoral, it's bad business. Carla wept in the front row, clutching the watch that had started it all. A family once broken by lies was finally made whole, proof that love and legacy are worth more than any fortune. And that truth, like a birthmark, always finds its way to the surface. Years later, on Anna's wedding day, Robert placed the white gold and diamond watch on her wrist. "It's yours now," he said softly. "The story of the Stantons has been rewritten, with love, not lies."